I gotta tell you, I don't think I like this one. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and obviously, judging by the title, judging by the thumbnail, in the second video today, we are going to be breaking down the latest Red Sox signing, what it means for this team, and why I don't particularly enjoy this signing. Thank you all very much for clicking on another video from Red Seat Radio. Let's get into it. Okay, so obviously the Red Sox signed Aroldis Chapman. If you didn't see the news already, it came out a couple of hours ago from Jeff Passan and Chris Cotillo that the Red Sox will be signing Aroldis Chapman to a one-year, $10.75 million deal. Now, on the surface, this actually makes a lot of sense for the Boston Red Sox just based off of their current needs. In yesterday's video, we did a prediction about the Red Sox bullpen, and two of the biggest problems with the Red Sox bullpen last year was their inability to generate swings and misses. They were the 10th lowest strikeouts in the league, and their production from the left-hand side. Aroldis Chapman technically gives you both of those. Last season, he had a 3.79 ERA with an even lower 3.04 FIP and a 1.11 ERA plus, about 11% above league average production in 61 2/3 innings. On top of that, he was striking out 37.1% of the batters he faced in 2024, which put him in the 99th percentile in MLB, one of the best strikeouts guys in the league, and that's sort of been Aroldis Chapman's pretty much mainstay in his time in Major League Baseball, which has been quite a bit. In 15 seasons, he has a career 2.63 ERA with an even lower 2.41 FIP, a 1.105 WHIP, and a 1.58 ERA plus, 58% above league average production with a ridiculous career strikeout rate of 40%. Look, the Red Sox, they wanted consistency out of their bullpen. They wanted veteran leadership in that bullpen. They wanted someone who was going to give them swing and miss, someone who's going to give them high velocity, and they wanted someone from the left-hand side, and Aroldis Chapman checks a whole lot of those boxes. It kind of makes sense on paper why the Red Sox may want to bring this guy into the fold, even at that price tag. So, Corbin, why don't you love this signing? Well, there's a couple of things I think I need to break down in order to really sort of make my case for why I don't like this. So first is that Aroldis Chapman is 37 years old. This isn't a young spring chicken we're talking about. We're talking about Aroldis Chapman on the back end of his career. Now, so far, that hasn't really affected anything. His velocity, specifically on his sinker, has stayed pretty high with an average speed in the 99 mile an hour range. His fastball exit velocity is still towards the top of the league. It hasn't really affected his ability to generate those high velocities that have made him a really solid pitcher for many years. But one of the things that really stood out for the Red Sox last season was how badly injuries to older players and their inability to make it through a whole season affected this bullpen. Chris Martin, who got injured multiple times last year, really impacted the success rate of this bullpen. There were big moments throughout this season where Kenley Jansen simply could not perform because he either had to take days off because of his age, or he was fully injured and had to go onto the IL. As you get older, those type of things happen. You're not getting Aroldis Chapman in his prime. You're getting Aroldis Chapman on the very back end of his career, and I just simply don't love that, especially when you take a look at what other left-handed options were available on the open market for around the same price tag, but we'll get into that in a second. Another reason I don't really like this signing for the Red Sox is because, yes, he gets a ton of swing and miss, and yes, he's been pretty consistent throughout his career, but he's also absolutely miserable with his command. And honestly, I don't know if that's something the Red Sox can change at this point. You ever hear the term old dogs can't learn new tricks, right? That's sort of what's going on here with Aroldis Chapman. I doubt he's going to come in here and be open to totally changing his approach to facing batters, and that comes with a whole lot of walks. In fact, this season, Aroldis Chapman was in the first percentile in walk rate, meaning he was one of the worst at at keeping it in the zone in Major League Baseball, officially at 14.4% of the batters he's faced. That is a pretty decent walk rate. Now, obviously, he was able to keep most of the runners from scoring, but you got to look at it in terms of the Red Sox situation right now. The Red Sox, catching-wise, were not good at blocking baseballs. To me, that feels like a really deadly recipe for a problem in big situations. Not to mention, behind the dish as well, the Red Sox really weren't all that great at catching runners stealing. So now you've got a pitcher who can't keep it in the zone, who walks a ton of guys, a catcher who's not great at catching a whole lot of wild pitches. So it feels like there's something else we're missing here with this Aroldis Chapman signing, like something else is going to fall to make this make more sense. But the big reason why I don't like this signing is because as a Red Sox fan, we have hated this guy for years, not only because he was a New York Yankee, but because he was a terrible person. He has had multiple issues throughout his career, including the big one back in 2016 where he was suspended 30 games for choking his girlfriend and shooting 6 shots into his garage. To me, that's just not a person I want to root for, right? This isn't a guy I want to be like, hell yeah, the Red Sox, baby, we got Chapman, the face of the bullpen. You know what I mean? And I know that's a ridiculous thing to say. I know that's a ridiculous thing. Oh, Corbin, what does it matter? It was 10 years ago at this point. People deserve a second chance as long as he performs on the field. And I get that point of view. But as a fan, you should be comfortable cheering for the people that put on the uniform you love with every ounce of your being. You should be comfortable cheering for these guys. And I don't think people should be comfortable cheering for Aroldis Chapman. That was the really big sort of mainstay. This guy's a jerk type stuff. But he's also quit on a team in the playoffs, the New York Yankees. He essentially just went home. He has had multiple issues with tattoos. He had that weird thing with his mom a couple of years ago, right? It's just a whole bunch of crap off the field. And when you're looking at left-handed reliever pool right now, you could have gotten an AJ Minter for around the same price, who, yes, gives you less swing and miss, but also gives you more control, younger, and less stuff off the field. You could have gotten a Tanner Scott who gives you a ton of strikeouts for a little bit more money without all this crap attached to him, right? He's just a genuine bad person, and I get it. There are probably players in the Red Sox who aren't good people in person either, but with this guy, you know he's not a good person. He's still on the team. I do not like that aspect for this Red Sox team. I just don't think we should have to root for people who have had domestic issues with the Red Sox, at least publicly, for this Red Sox team. I just don't like it. And I think what I really don't like in total here is the money attached. Again, we go back to what does the pool look like for these left-handed relievers? And with $10 million, I get it. It's a one-year deal. It's not super cost dependent, right? It's going to be a quick contract. It's going to help you compete in 25, and then you can move on and look for something better. But again, at that price, you could have gone out and gotten an AJ Minter or a Tanner Scott or hell, a Jeff Hoffman. It doesn't need to be a lefty, and still had the production produced in this bullpen without all this stuff around it. And that's what gets me about this signing. Now, obviously, the Red Sox still have a long ways to go until the offseason is over. So maybe those guys still are on the radar. Maybe the Red Sox are still going to bring in a Minter or a Scott or a Hoffman. I probably would bet my money on them actually doing that and really solidifying this bullpen. And again, I understand that this makes sense from a baseball sense, right? If we're looking at it and you are Craig Breslow, Aroldis Chapman clicks off a whole lot of boxes for you and has stuff that you can work on that you think could bring him back to that other level. Between the age, between the walks and the catching situation defensively for the Red Sox right now, and with him being a gigantic jerk off the field, both in terms of legally and in terms of being a good teammate, I just simply don't know if I like this contract. I hate the idea, honestly, of rooting for Aroldis Chapman in a Red Sox uniform. I just don't understand it. This is one of the first signings in a while where I've been like, oh man, this one doesn't feel great, right? Normally when the Red Sox sign a player, it's all exciting. You get super pumped. This one I wasn't super pumped about. This one I was sort of like, I can't believe I'm making a video about the Red Sox signing Aroldis Chapman. But again, if it's going to help the Red Sox win some baseball games, I guess we're going to be forced to root for them. I don't know. I understand it again from baseball sense. I just don't like it in every other aspect, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the Red Sox signing Chapman? Is this someone you were excited about the Red Sox signing? Separately, do you think this makes sense for the Red Sox? Because I think those are two very different things in the context of this agreement, but that's just my opinion. Let me know all your thoughts on Aroldis Chapman to the Sox in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. It just simply helps out a ton, and it's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you want to listen instead of watch these episodes, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on the second video of the day, and I will see you all in the Red Seats.